idea of aggressive mental care. Regardless of where your grades are, this is where I always encourage people to start, because this is where you'll have the biggest impact in the shortest amount of time. When it talks about taking care of your mental game, your thoughts, your state of mind, a word that comes to play a lot is the word attitude. A lot of people simply think about this as how good is your attitude. Now, as soon as I say the word attitude, I know this is where people always start rolling their eyes at me. People are like, oh God, not another motivational speaker gonna come and talk to me about my attitude. And I know that you guys think that you know about attitude. Most everybody thinks that they know about attitude. And I know that many of you, I know the reason that you think you know all about attitude, because for some of you I've actually been to your offices. And I know that the reason you think that you know about attitude is because you have the posters. Y'all know the posters I'm talking about? Some of you do. You know the posters I'm talking about, right? They come from Successories, right? They get the picture of the guy climbing a mountain, and they've got some cool saying at the bottom. It says something like, it's your attitude rather than your aptitude that will determine your altitude. What is your attitude, really? By the way, I'm not making fun of the posters. I have the posters too. I actually think it's important and helpful to have visual reminders that will help you stay on track. But what is attitude? I'll give you a real simple definition of attitude. You may want to jot it down. I would suggest that your attitude simply is, it's the way that you choose to view your world. It's the way that you choose to view your world. Yeah, it's a matter of outlook. It's also a matter of inlook. It's how you see things. Think about that for a second, though. Your attitude is nothing more than the way that you choose to view your world. Question for you guys. As you look at and think about that sentence, your attitude is the way that you choose to view your world. What's the most important word in that sentence, folks? It's choose. Ultimately, how you view the world, and the single most, or at least what many consider to be, the single most critical success factor, ultimately boils down to a choice that you get to make. It means that you have a high degree of control and a high degree of responsibility over it. I want to share with you a couple of tools that I've observed and helped people develop over the years. Some things that you have in your possession right now. They don't cost any money. They basically don't take any time out of your day. These are abilities that you have that when you cultivate them and use them, they literally become attitude management tools that start working short-term and long-term. You probably want to jot these down. Number one attitude management tool, I believe, that we all have is your ability to laugh. It's your ability to laugh, I believe, is your number one attitude management tool. Now, I used to call this your sense of humor, but I stopped doing that because too many people kept coming up to me after presentations like this and saying, I can't use that one because I'm not funny. And they were always right, you know? These were not funny people, and that's okay. You don't have to be a funny person. I'm not talking about your ability to make other people laugh. When I talk about your sense of humor as an attitude management tool, what I mean is your ability to laugh in three distinct ways. It's your ability to laugh at yourself, with other people, and about the negative situations that you face. We'll break these down quickly. You need to learn to laugh. If you're going to use your ability to laugh as an attitude management tool at yourself, with other people, and about the negative situations that you face. Number one, you need to be able to laugh at yourself. I thought this a long time ago, and the more I work with organizations throughout the years, the more I become convinced that one of the major causes of stress in our lives is that we simply take ourselves too seriously. Do y'all agree with me on this? Yeah, good. Those of you who are not agreeing with me, you're the people I'm talking about. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't make you a bad person. I'm just obligated to tell you a couple things. I've observed over the years that if you can't or won't laugh at yourself, I'm just obligated to tell you that other people will feel the need to do it for you more often than most other people. I'll also tell you that, again, just my observation, you'll find yourself in situations where you look and feel foolish more often than most other people until you kind of start to get the idea. I'm not saying don't take your work seriously. I'm not saying don't take the quality of your life seriously. I'm just saying don't take yourself too seriously. The sooner you can laugh at yourself, the quicker you relieve unneeded tension, and the quicker you gain perspective on the problems that you face. That's number one. Number two, I said you need to learn to laugh with other people. Now, please get your prepositions right on here. You laugh at yourself with other people. I am not saying that you should be laughing at other people, all right? But this one's critical for managers. Most of you occupy management and leadership roles in your company. Hey, please be honest with me on this. How many of you have ever wanted to punch somebody that you worked with? Can I see? Hey, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Hey, has anyone here actually done it? Anyone ever actually done it? No? We got one guy over here. That's awesome. He's like, yeah, I took a swing at my boss once. That's cool. Here's the thing. Whether you're in management, leadership, sales, service, there's some aspect of relationship to what you do. Safe to say that for you to be effective in what you do, that at least a little bit, relationships with other people is a critical success factor. Yes? What that means is you communicating and selling your ideas effectively becomes important. My entire background is sales. In fact, I should mention this to you. On this whole issue of your ability to laugh as an attitude management tool, I'm going to go so far as to say that I believe I'm the country's #1 authority on this concept. Which, Russ, I know that's a bold statement to say I'm the #1 authority on anything. I can say it with confidence, however, because for 9 years, I held what most of you would consider to be the crappiest job in the world. For 9 years, I sold educational books door to door. Yeah, I know. That's how I paid my way through college, actually. Now, I know a bunch of you just did a little math in your head right there. It did not take me 9 years to graduate from college, all right? It was 4 years as a student, 5 years I worked with them professionally as a manager, trainer, recruiter, etc. But I had to learn how to laugh with other people, and then specifically I say that to help you give the backdrop for the last way that you need to laugh. If you wrote it down, you can look at it, and if you didn't write it down, pay attention to this. You need to learn to laugh at yourself, we said, with other people, and then about the negative situations that you face. I asked you before, how many of you have problems? I'll ask again. How many of you would say that you have to deal with negative situations at least once in a while? Can I see the hands? Most of you do. If you're managers, that's a lot of what your job is to deal with problems and fix them. That's what you got hired for. Attitude management tool #1 is your ability to laugh at yourself, with other people, and about the negative situations that you face. Your second main attitude management tool, and you can jot this down, I believe, I mentioned it before, but it bears mention again, it's your ability to be grateful. It's your ability to be grateful. I talked about practicing gratitude and how powerful that can be. It really is true that when you focus on the things that you are thankful for, you attract more of them into your life. When you can pass that on to another human being, you begin to attract that into your organization. Now, I will say, sometimes this is easier said than done. Sometimes when things are going well for you, when the bottom line looks great, when hiring is going well, when the economy is humming along and things are going well for you at work, easy to be thankful. Sometimes that's not so easy. So, to kind of wrap things up here today, there's a little exercise that I wanted to do with you that I think might put some things into perspective. If I could get all of you to stand up, please. If I just have everybody stand up. All right? So, here's what I'd like you to do. If I could, everyone just go like this. Everyone just go like this with your hands. Take both hands and go like this. There you go. Okay, nice work. Very good. You can all grab a seat. Congratulations. Congratulations. Y'all just passed the test. You're all look at me like, what? That was the most unmotivational thing I've done all year. Here's what you just did. I would suggest that what you actually just did is you passed what I refer to as the $5 million test. I believe that there's a bare minimum that all of you have right now as you're sitting here, that if I offer, bare minimum of 5 things. 5 things that if I offered you $1 million to give up any one of them, I don't think that you would consider that to be a good investment. Here's what I mean. I said stand up, you all stood up. You know what that tells me about you? That tells me that your ears work. And it also tells me that your legs work. I said go like this, and you all went like this. You didn't know why you were going like this, but you all went like this. What that tells me about you is that your eyes work and that your hands work. To coordinate all of that and make it happen, that means that your brain, for the most part, works. For the most part. And just think about that for a moment. Your legs, your ears, your hands, eyes work, and that your hands work. To coordinate all of that and make it happen, that means that your brain, for the most part, works. For the most part. And just think about that for a moment. Your legs, your ears, your eyes, your hands, your brains. I honestly believe if I offered you $1 million to give up any one of those things, I don't believe that you would consider that to be a good deal. I don't think you'd take that. Although I did. I had one guy at a conference like this. He goes, how about just one eye? Could I do one eye? I'd do one eye. He didn't quite get it. Ultimately, when we focus on the things that we're thankful for, we attract more of them. And even more importantly than that, you impact your state of mind almost instantaneously.